Hey there, partner. Thanks for stopping by. We'll be starting the show real soon, so go ahead and grab some popcorn, stare up into the stars, and imagine the horrors that exist beyond our comprehension. This is Scare by Scare.
Focus.
All right.
All right, the music comes
Music has
in.
faded in.
Dojo.
Good job, music. You did it, you lucky son of a bitch. Hi, my name's Jobe, and I use Vagisil for my yeast infection. I'm gonna kick it over to my main man, Trace G. Lay it on you thick. Go on. Tell the fine people at home what you use for your yeast infection.
Hi, I'm Trace, and I use a combination of Hims products because I have ED.
Surely one of these will sponsor us if we keep promoting them like this.
Hi,
Marshall, pick a company.
my name is Marshall, and I'm just normal. I'm just a regular guy.
Marshall, you're alienating our ED and yeast infection audience.
But if you just have ED and yeast infection, what about the regular people?
What about the regular people?
Well, to my folks out there that don't know,
you have nothing wrong with you. Good job.
Yeah, we prefer the term non-maligned.
You know, even if you're normal, you could still better yourself. My ED isn't bad, but I want to get ahead of the game.
we're Scare by Scare. We watched a movie. We watched the menu. It was delightful. I think this. Yeah, no, I've got a little frog hanging back out in there. One of them poison dart frogs, but I'm building up an immunity, so every now and then it's gonna froggle up a little bit. But no, the menu is a delightful satire. I think it's so fun. It's kind of dumb, and it hates itself. And Trace, if you don't love this movie, please don't tell me, because I will cry.
How do you only care if Trace doesn't like it?
Because you love it anyways. I know you like it.
Yeah, plus I'm the one who... I'm the swing vote most of the time. Because it's funny.
Golly, it's just Texas and Iowa over here.
So yeah, what did y'all think about the movie, huh?
I want to hold on our opinions until after your little summary so you can feel the weight of it while you talk.
I could feel like little butterflies that the frog has caught but decided to keep as buddies. They're in my stomach and they're going, whoop! And it's terrible. But the menu came out 2 years ago. Was that during the pandemic? 2 years ago?
Like a bit.
I think we're
the end.
coming out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They reference in the movie.
Yes, they do. Ba-bang, ba-bang.
Hey, you can't do that.
Bang, bang.
Stop it.
No, I'm doing a Luigi victory screen.
Oh, what does he do?
You guys saw that, right?
Yeah,
Is what he did?
Bang, bang.
Yeah. Everyone shut up. The menu it's a horror comedy kind of satire, and it's essentially the whole premise is a bunch of these people, they're all assholes. Every single one of them is a piece of shit, except for the lady that is played by Anya Taylor-Joy. They go to an island to eat dinner from a Michelin star guy, one of the best chefs in the world, and he presents all their dishes, and they're all plays on the ecology and ecosystems, and then it kind of turns into a horror movie as we find out that each one of them there was selected for a purpose, and the chef is kind of insane, and every single one of these assholes is going to die. But the main issue is that Anya Taylor-Joy was not supposed to be there. It is revealed throughout the film that Anya Taylor-Joy's date, the guy who plays by Beast. I hate Trace so much. This man bothers me.
I'm getting it.
The man who played Beast in the newer X-Men movies, like, it's supposed to be like a huge... Yeah, Nick Holt. Supposed to be this huge foodie, and his whole deal was he was told by the chef that, hey, whoever you bring, everyone is going to die at this dinner, right? So his ex-girlfriend didn't want to come, so he hired a prostitute, which is Anya Taylor-Joy, to come in and eat the food, even though he knew she was going to die. And so she's all pissed at him, right? And then all the other people die for various reasons. Well, they don't die until the very end, but like every little thing is kind of just like a play on what they did as a piece of shit, right? What's your fucking deal? Right? And eventually Anya Taylor-Joy's character escapes by having Home Slice make her a cheeseburger and then say, nah, man, I'm too full. Could you make this to go? And then she gets her cheeseburger to go, and everyone else explodes and lit on fire because they're marshmallows. It's kind of stupid, but like it's kind of fun. But I don't know. I enjoy it. It's quirky. It knows what it is, but also it knows how stupid it can be at the same time. The acting is quite fun. It's just a fun horror kind of movie. Jobe, not Trace. What do you think?
Right there. It's
well,
right here.
Me? My thoughts? Me specifically?
Me? I'm not a little boy.
It's a good podcast when you just
talk about other podcasts.
Anyway, so yeah, the menu, or la menu, as the French would say. Something funny.
I'm just watching Marshall's disappointed face every time somebody else opens their mouth.
So my thoughts on the movie are quite good.
Oh, thank God.
I even wrote down in my notes, like, damn it, I really don't want to like this one to really put Marshall in his place for trashing pretty much all of my movies. But I couldn't help it, man. This was a good one.
Oh, that makes me so happy.
Marshall's crying. Trace, what did you think?
Honestly, I hated how good it was. It was a great movie. Honestly, when it first came... Look at him, he's so happy.
That's a 3 for 3, baby.
When it first came out, I wasn't like super intent on watching it. I was just kind of like, nah, that's fine. It's got Anya Joy-Taylor in it though, so. But it was a pleasantly surprising movie to watch.
Oh, thank God! I was so stressed you guys were gonna hate it. Specifically, Trace.
It is the only unfortunate part is all of my notes concern Anya Joy-Taylor. There's not one line of notes.
I just put an ATJ in my notes.
Well, it's one of those things that my first note regarding her is Anya Joy-Taylor, and then everyone after that, because I feel like I know her now, and so I just refer to her as Anya. We're on a first name basis.
Anya, or is it Anna?
It's probably Anya.
I think it's none of your business.
More like Anya girlfriend. It's mine.
Hey, let's go. Anyway, let me talk about what I liked about it. Before we started recording, Marshall said, you probably liked it. I'm worried Trace doesn't because it's too pretentious for him. And unfortunately for me, I do like it for pretty pretentious reasons.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
And I'm a bitch. It is true. They've run a blood test on me. Anyway, for me, there was definitely some moments that I thought kind of like in the moment felt a little sloppy. And about a third of the way through the movie, I was just not vibing with anybody really, except Ralph Fierro.
Phineas.
He voices Phineas.
Ralph Fieri.
Cool. That's good.
Welcome to Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives. Today we're gonna kill everyone.
We're gonna kill us some rich some bitches.
I do agree. With you.
Anyway,
the first third is kind of like nothing happens.
Yeah,
for a little bit.
It's very. It feels slow.
Yeah, but like for me, it was like the weirdest thing is like I came in with the preconceived notion that Nick Hoult and Anya Taylor-Joy were like our main power couple that we were supposed to like, and yeah, we're getting to a third of the way through the movie, and I'm just like, I don't really vibe with either of them. Like ATJ is just kind of being a bit mean, sort of. Like obviously Nick Hoult here is very excited to be here and passionate. She's just kind of being a bummer. But at the same time, she's not enjoying herself, and you're kind of just being weird about the whole thing, man. That's your date. Hold her hand. Do something. Don't just call her, a tasteless whore for not eating the breadless bread plate.
The part that I do find pretentious and why I would hate this is if I were in this situation. Death aside, killing aside, I would hate being here. Like, the fucking, hey, eat this one little glob of, I think that was the oyster clam or whatever they were gathering. I don't remember now. Scallop. Eat this one little scallop on 3 rocks we've put on your plate. Like, I'm like, this fucking sucks. Give me a steak. I want a steak. I want a burger. I did really want a burger after this movie. I went out and got one today.
I bet you did, boss.
I did.
No, but I like that throughout the movie. I mean, everyone's characters are pretty much they don't change, but they're pretty much just what you meet them as is who they are.
Yeah.
You got the dickish accounting guys or whatever. I just assume they're accounting finance guys. They're just pieces of shit. They have money they want to throw around. They're assholes. You have the kind of washed up actor who treats his assistant like shit consistently throughout the movie. They play their stereotype. My favorite one to watch were the reviewer and her assistant guy, because every time he would say something, he's like, it's a little bit like this, and she's like, no, it's like this. He's like, of course it is. And it was just so stupid, but like
that's how we watch movies
every single time, and I'm just like, oh, I love it. He's like, this is a broken emotion. I was gonna say something, but I definitely broke an emotion. Or it's like, oh, it's a little fun. It's like theater. It's like stage play.
And then later they bring out a big old bowl. And they're like, here's another broken emulsion for you.
No, I love that one.
Ralph Phineas, I think, played like the not like stoic, but like unemotional chef. But he's also like a psychopath really well. For like the whole thing, right? He was just doing his bit, and he was just thrown off when Anya Taylor-Joy was there, and it wasn't like part of the plan. Wasn't part of the menu.
Wow! Autistic coded.
What?
Does he give autistic to anyone else?
I mean, it just seemed like he had something very like, everybody has their specific reason for being there, and she doesn't have a reason. There's no reason to kill her. There was I suspect he found probably a reason to kill whoever was with Nicholas Hoult, where, he's like finding these specific reasons, like, I'm killing you because I didn't like your movie. And I honestly vibe with it. I want to reach that level of stardom. I want somebody to kill me because my movie sucked. But
also,
I assume that there was another reason for his ex-girlfriend. And then when this bitch just walks in, he's like, oh, I don't want to kill her, but I have to.
I don't know. On the one hand, sure. And I feel like he definitely, at the end, lets her go. A, because she truly just enjoyed his cooking there, and he felt that spark again.
Mm-hmm.
But B, it was also just like, he didn't have a reason to. She wasn't on the menu. But at the same time, like, he's killing the one dude's assistant because she doesn't have student
That
debt.
no, that also was good.
Clearly, he's pretty easily swayed to think of reasons to kill these people.
The reason to kill those two was my favorite because it was just like it was the dumbest ones. Like, yeah, these finance guys, they're all assholes. They're probably embezzling. There's tons of money that they're just keeping. This guy's having an affair. The woman is compliant. I don't know what her deal was, but then they get to him. Hated your movie, killing you, and he's like, well, what about her? And she's like, where'd you go to college? Oh, do you have student debt? No. Dead. I
like how
that's good.
They suggest that he's like, oh, I'm a name dropping whore. I actually don't know him, even though I said I did. And it's supposed to be like you're thinking the whole time, like, oh my god, he wants to kill him because they said they're friends and they're not friends. But it's just because he didn't like his movie. There's no other
much better reason.
Which is really funny, which is I think where the comedy bits come in, where a lot of it doesn't make sense. Like some of it does. Right, like the reviewer made all these places close down because of her reviews. But then on the other hand, there's I hate you because your movies are bad and you have no student debt. Right. Another part that I thought one of my favorite parts is when they send all the men out to do the like most dangerous game, and then the ladies come back and sit down, and they're all trying to get this like chef to come and like release them. They're like, you don't have to kill everyone. She's like, oh no, actually, the whole killing everybody at the end, that was my idea. And they're like, fuck
my idea.
Let's get crunk.
The only part about that I think I don't know if I was disappointed, but because they called it man's folly and he got stabbed in the dick moments before they ran away, I was under the assumption that when they got caught, they were going to be removed in some fashion and then like fed to them or something. Like I thought that was going to be part of the horror aspect of the movie, and I'm like, oh, these guys are fucked. And then they just like brought them back and they're like, hey, they didn't make it. They're still here.
The last one caught got like a egg.
Yeah,
thing.
He got a cool egg to
that's
eat.
Cool.
Here's your egg, sir. Thanks.
And then I know a lot of people, they talk about like pretty prominent part is when they make Nicholas Hoult like cook, and then he's just the worst at it.
Yeah,
it's so funny every time.
Love it.
Oh my god! Because like throughout the whole movie to the audience, he's like mentioning these very hyper specific things that are like only in like high class restaurants. He's like, I have a Paco jet, which is a thing that makes this powdery substance. Or is this? Or he talks about, it's like, oh, I can taste this really specific ingredient. And then at certain points, you can see the Voldemort's just getting like annoyed. He's like, "Yeah, okay." And then he even says this is like an impromptu deal where they have him come up and cook. He's like, "No, you were able to identify the thing in the tea." He's like, "I mean, I did."
Oh, shit, sorry, man.
Because the whole comes up in OBS. Like beginning part of the movie, well, he dies right after this, but before this, he just wants to be like, he like idolizes this guy. And he's just like, you have to, you shut up. You just take what he gives you. You have to be gracious that you're here, right? And Anya Taylor-Joy, which is what Jobe was talking about earlier, is just like, no, we're paying to come here and fucking eat, right? Give us some goddamn bread. And he's like, no, you shut the fuck up, you damn child. And she gets really pissed.
Yeah, I mean, call me crazy. Call me hopelessly in love with Anya Joy Taylor, because damn.
You're gonna get her name right?
No. Taylor Joy. Oops. Whatever.
It's like an almond joy.
Yeah.
Damn.
So am I. I hated his character throughout the entire film. There was like even in the beginning where we didn't know he was a huge asshole for doing the things he was doing. I just didn't enjoy the character, but it might be because like I've known somebody who is exactly like this, and I knew Jobe would wrongfully identify with this man because he's constantly a thing of like, I'm gonna cook, I'm gonna do cooking, and then goes and cooks, feeds it to me, and goes, you hate it, don't you? You hate it? Do you hate it? And I'll be like, nah, it's good. And he's like, I knew it. This batch is ruined, and then tosses it over his shoulder or something. But like, I've known somebody who is just like very much yeah, you can really taste the cheese. And then just like constantly doing that kind of shit, thinking that they're so good, and then they're like, could, if anything, would go to like a fucking McDonald's and they go, cool, go make something yourself, and then they would do it, and then go, yeah, even for McDonald's standards, you're shit. So I related those two people in my life and in this movie, and I'm like, I want him dead, and he dies.
I will say, like, part of it was vindicated, because like I said, I wasn't really vibing with a lot of the characters in the first third, but as certain things came to light throughout the movie, I began to understand that, like, oh, that's why everything felt so uncomfortable there in the beginning. She's a prostitute. And then, oh, that's why he's an obnoxious dick who doesn't care about all this stuff. He knew they were all going to die and showed up anyway.
To what Jobe's referring to is throughout the beginning, like whenever someone would, kill themselves or get stabbed and everyone else is losing their minds, Nicholas Hoult was just like casually eating food and remarking on the flavors. And you're like, what the fuck? And then as you realize, obviously, as Jobe was saying, you realize that he knew everyone was going to die. So he had that expectation that he's like, whatever, I'm just going to eat the fucking food.
If you can call it that.
Yeah, but there's definitely, I think, the beginning part, I want to say, I think we all agree, like, that first beginning part is right before the guy kills himself as the mess or whatever, right? Because at the like, everything feels a little off, like, when you get to the island. But it's nothing like, okay, this isn't, like, a scary movie. Like, this isn't horror, in quotes. This movie isn't horror, in quotes. It's just a little...
It's got some suspense to it.
I mean, it's suspenseful.
A thriller.
That's the part like that saved it for me too, though. Like calling it a horror, I'd have like been just nah, not really. But then actually having that suspense in there really was what kind of saved that for me and made me like it.
One of the things I thought was interesting was towards the end, Voldemort tells everyone, is like, why didn't you guys try harder to escape? Like. If you guys had tried hard enough, you could have done it, but you decided to stay here, which I think is not only like a commentary of what happened in the movie, but like a meta thing in like horror movies in general, where he's like, come on guys, like you're trapped in a room and there's a saw man, right? Or whatever saw device. You can try a little harder to get out, but you didn't, so someone had to fucking die, right? Oh my god! So it's quite fun. It knows that it's a stupid horror movie and makes jokes about stupid horror movies. I really would think I knew Joe was gonna like this movie because, as we've seen, Vivarium, he likes to take things beyond the surface level and dig deep. He wants to find
after the Capri Sun break. I'll go into
but that's also the reason I thought Jobe might not like this movie because he gave Vivarium such a high score. He clearly doesn't know what good movies are.
I will kill you, driving crooner.
You
just because you're try. You can't appreciate quality art like Vivarium. Doesn't
quality art. Good one.
I think that's a pretty good note to kick it into the Capri Sun.
Wow, that's early.
Everyone show you Capri Suns.
Really, it's 40 minutes.
It's been 40. It has not been 40 minutes.
Well, that's your fault. We always. Well, then fine.
It's your fault for not being able to keep time correctly.
It's your fault for never showing up on time.
I was like 2 minutes late. Maybe.
I was like 30 minutes early.
That's fine. To err is human.
Boy was out here. He was like, I need a leak. What else? What else? Good.
No,
yes. What else?
Yeah.
Get the boy a leak.
Shallot.
A shallot. From there, I already knew. This boy knows nothing. A leek and a shallot?
Look,
pick one or the other.
And then he's just like,
2 onions.
Lamb. All right, fine. We'll get you a lamb. And he throws it in the pan for like 3 seconds and goes, that's good. That's good. We're done. And he's like, oh, we're done.
He's making fun of him the whole time. He's like, this is a new dicing technique, which we have been woefully ignorant.
Dude, no, Ralph Fiennes is the best at talking shit in this movie.
He really is.
No, the best part is the accounting guys are looking at these tortillas that have their finances on them that show they're embezzling, and they're like, "What the hell is this?" This is a tortilla. Tortilla de delicioso. No, what is this?
No, I know that. What is this?
It's a tortilla. Tortilla de delicioso.
Oh yeah. And then later when they were like, haha, or no, actually earlier when they're like, haha, very cute. Can we get some actual bread, please? And she's like, no, it's not what Chef had on the menu. I was just like, yeah, you tell those customers. They're never right. Customers are never right.
It's true.
They're like, we age this meat to 127 days. Like, what happens if you go to 128? Well, the bacteria will cause mass paralysis within you and rot you from within. They're like, okay.
Okay.
All right, man.
Overall, this movie just really speaks to me because having worked in a kitchen, you just want to set everything on fire and do the thing that Trace isn't allowed to do anymore.
So, Joe, when's the last time you worked in a kitchen?
Probably about 5 years ago.
Are you sure, man?
I don't know. Buffalo Wild Wings was.
Oh shit, Buffalo Wild.
Really?
Yeah,
God, that's been a while.
That was the last time I cooked for money.
That's fair.
When was the last time you
even
cooked for
cooking
yourself?
Yeah, Jobe.
I made egg fried rice last week. Okay.
You're telling me an egg fried that rice?
No, Joe.
No, it was me.
You're an egg.
Ay caramba.
Marshall, when was the last time you worked in a kitchen?
I worked in a kitchen for money?
Yeah.
Never.
Really? Oh, well, yeah, I guess you worked in a food industry, but never the kitchen part.
Well, you never cooked anything at the theater, did you?
Dude. I mean, we like microwave shit or like put in the oven, but like it was already cooked.
Here is a nacho.
I put the chicken tenders in the big machine and I hit chicken tenders and then it presented me warm chicken tenders.
Magic.
You put them in the top right corner, and then it would just like spit it out the bottom.
Real quick, I'm gonna lose all of our listener base real quick.
Oh, good. It sucks that this is live.
How do you think Food Wars boy would do against Ralph Fiero?
When you say Food Wars, are you talking about like Smosh?
No,
I'm talking about the anime.
How about the anime? Okay. That's a question for you in the comments. Would Voldemort win or Soma from Food Wars win? Answer the poll down below. Whoa!
Crazy.
See, that's how we get user engagement.
That's user engagement.
Hey, we've had some user engagement.
While you're down there, why don't you hit like and subscribe?
Yeah,
you get 100,000 views.
Yes.
All right.
Also, let us know if Jobe can fight a horse, because.
No, everyone last week said no, Jobe can't.
One person said yes, I think.
Or 2 weeks. I think it was Jobe.
It was probably Jobe. No, Jobe doesn't listen. Jobe doesn't watch our show.
Yeah, I mean,
it's true.
Back to the movie. Back to the movie, guys.
He would hate for us to get more views.
Stay focused. Stay focused.
Focus. You could tell they did their research on like
food.
Michelin's on food, but like the high uppity schmuppity food, right?
Yep.
Where they like made it a whole deal.
You do a lot of Michelin 5-star dining, Marshall?
Watch a guy on TikTok. That counts, right?
I just did what the assistant did, which was assume that lady knew exactly what she was talking about. Because she's like, yes, this is palatable. And I'm like, I bet it is. I'm not eating it.
You eat the ocean.
You can really not taste the not bread.
No, but she was like,
so
this is devilish.
Like,
this is cute.
I'm gonna rip this man apart later.
Oh, so
I'd
good.
let her rip me apart, if you know what I'm saying. Like, obviously, she's not my first choice. Not with Anya Taylor-Joy.
What is this bit?
She's a beautiful woman. What do you mean? What's
this bullying?
There is no bit. She's just a beautiful woman.
You.
Yeah, fall in love with Anya.
You're bringing out the demon within me.
We didn't hear anything.
Yeah,
that didn't.
No, it was a silent scream. I heard it. You can really hear the silence.
All right, now this is plenty time for our patented trademark Capri Sun break. Why doesn't everyone that's listening just take a
Marshall?
Why doesn't everyone love her?
I really need to get something in the bag.
Tuck into your Capri Sun.
Yeah,
other
I'm
beverage.
gonna just like squeeze it all into my mouth right now.
All right, break time.
Whoa, 2,
3. We're back in. I just want to let all our viewers know out there, if you don't have a Capri Sun, it's perfectly fine to take a Capri Sun break without a Capri Sun. But do know you are not as cool as the rest of us. Second note I want to have for the viewer is that when we take our Capri Sun break, we had usually planned for it to be like a time where we can take a quick break, recenter, focus, talk about anything we want to discuss. But every time we'll say one word, and then we'll just all stare at each other while sucking down some Capri Sun.
Well, it's because Trace always turns it into a pissing contest.
No, it's not true. I think Marshall. I don't know about Marshall, but I made eye contact with Marshall, and I lost my shit and spilled it all over me.
Well, because Jobe was taking a sip, and I'm like, man, I've been really wanting to tuck into this Capri Sun. So I started slipping on it, and I'm like, damn, this is pretty good. And then I looked at Trace to see what he was doing, and he looked at me to see what I was doing, and we're both just sitting there slurping down some Capri Suns, and it was just peaceful. It was like
surreal.
Those like month and a half, 2 months when Pokemon Go came out, and the world was just at peace. That was us in that moment. It was like 4 seconds. That's all we had, but it was good. And then Trey started laughing because he doesn't know how to maintain character focus.
It's true. You should have seen me and Jobe try to do films together.
It was obnoxious. Anywho, no, I'm sorry. I love you. I love you, kids. You guys are just little fun little guys.
Oh God.
You don't have to pretend.
I'm not. Jobe had really intense literary analysis.
Yes.
He foreshadowed in Act 1 that he said would come after intermission. So here it is, the opening to Act 2.
Go ahead, wrinkle our brains.
It was a quiet fall's morning, 1987. It was then that I read The Catcher in the Rye. I could not understand most of the words, admittedly. However, it did touch me deeply. Right around the colon, I think. Anyway, no, this is just one of those cases where, like, part of it is just like, I get it, you know? I look at Ralph, Phineas, and Ferb, and I'm just like, yeah, man. I see where you're coming from. Not so much the killing thing, but pretty much everything else. For sure. Because, you know, it's like, as he's going through his spiel before and after and between each dish, he's talking a little bit, you know, what drives him to do what he's doing and how he got to this point. And we start to realize that part of it is he's just dedicated his life to being the best damn chef he can be. And he admits he wanted to be perfect. He wanted to be the perfect chef, but he's come to terms with the fact that he's not. He never will be, and nobody he ever works with will ever be perfect. In that regard, I'm like, yeah, that does suck that you can never be perfect. Yeah.
What about the part where he kept making unwanted advances on his chefs?
Okay, maybe not everything.
You know, maybe I don't want to be him.
You know what? He let her stab him in the thigh, like how he stabbed his father in the thigh with scissors.
Yeah. It would have been cooler if she stabbed him in the penis.
I thought she did at first, but then when they did a wider shot, I realized it was his thigh.
I was thinking about it because I'm like, you really need to. It would really just kind of push probably the penis back. You really need something to like keep it taut so you can actually.
What if he got a boner and then she stabbed him?
Well, I was thinking along the lines of he probably like found a way to like clamp it down so it was like taut.
He probably had a brace
prepping,
on his
like prepping for it. Or he was just like in like a quick moment. Hey, it's hanging to the left. Can you stab it through my thigh?
No. He just started helicoptering, and she had to be like, "Ah, damn it!"
like those cool dagger throwing wheels.
Yeah. But I think it does speak to he does feel like he's become his father a bit, with his violence against women. And as such, he needed to be stabbed in the thigh with cooking shears, which
pretty funny.
Very clever, very deep.
And then he made that a dish where they came out with a chicken or duck or whatever the fuck it was, with a little bit stabbed with little scissors, but on a plate that was supposed to be the telephone cord that his dad strangled his mother with. Also, what was his reason for killing his mom again?
I think maybe she was just tired. She's
she was an alcoholic.
Yeah, old alcoholic has nothing left to live for because her son's about to commit ritual suicide. Ritual unaliving.
I don't know. I feel like there was a line earlier where he alluded to that she was like the critic that's always been there, like she's the one that he's never been able to oppress from like day one, perhaps.
That sounds about right. I can see that.
My mother hasn't smiled at me in 37 years. I'm killing her for it.
Clearly, this is because I'm not murdering enough.
So I'm going to kill everyone, including her, to make her happy.
My only critique is the bit where they like have the Coast Guard guy on like their side or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so Anya Taylor-Joy escapes for a sec, finds a radio. Radio's in the Coast Guard. He comes in. He figures out like, oh, these guys are all under attack or whatever. They're being held hostage. And then it turns out that like he's buddy. But I'm like, we didn't really need to do that. But yes, Jobe.
I'm pretty sure that scene just exists in a practical sense to get the boat back to the island.
He thought of it all. He went, yeah, this Nick guy, he's gonna bring some kind of escort instead of his girlfriend. I need to find a way to get her out.
I'm not practical for
I just can't kill her. So I need to give her a boat that may or may not work.
For the filmmakers.
Yeah,
what did y'all think of the fight scene between Tortilla Lady and Thou that shall not be named, that was a woman, and Princess Peach?
Who?
Anya Taylor-Joy. No, don't do it. I hate you guys every time. For our listeners that only listen, no watchy, if you can't hear it, every single time Anya Taylor-Joy is mentioned, both Jobe and Trace, they put their little cheek on their hand and gaze longingly into the sky with a dreamy look and go, and it's really obnoxious.
Well, sorry, Marshall. Not all of us can be happily married. Some of us have to be sad with the women we'll never meet.
All of us are okay.
Sorry, man. You didn't get to that stage on the life board where you get married?
No.
Which is weird because it's a stop sign. Like, you can't skip it.
They kept going back. You guys keep going backwards. You guys keep losing tires.
It's a roundabout. What do you expect me to do? I have to keep going in a circle. Roundabout. You think you find the right exit that you're going towards to that stop sign, and then it finds out you're still in a circle. Anyway, I'm glad she's dead.
Who?
Elsa. There was no reason for her to kill my wife. So, I'm glad she was killed.
I mean, they were all gonna die.
Yeah. No.
But it's how they died.
Yeah, it's how.
As they lived.
Dead.
If you really think about it, Nicholas Hoult and Elsa were the only ones. Oh, and the guy that killed himself. The chef guy at the beginning. Those are the only 3 people to die before everyone else did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So, their deaths matter. I mean, it just feels impactful, I feel like. Obviously, the chef, because it's the first one that really turns the tone around in the movie. Elsa, because she's the homegirl. And then Tyler, because it's kind of like he obviously couldn't live up to what he thought he was as a chef. And his idol just straight up said, "You're a pathetic little bitch boy. I hate you," etc. Something along those lines.
I do feel like Tyler's wasn't as impactful though. And I don't maybe like from a, literary standpoint, it's not supposed to be impactful because he's a pretentious asshole and, that's a whole thing. But like, I don't know, the off-screen just kind of like hanging himself in the back seemed like it was just kind of a, hey, that happened by the way. And it was like, we could probably gather that from him leaving if you're not going to show it.
From what I thought of it, I mean, he spends the whole movie trying to get this guy's attention and be friends, and he wants to have his good graces, but he also wants to make it to the end of the menu and the tasting because that's the whole reason he's here.
Yeah.
And so he failed both. Not only did he confirm or find out that he doesn't know shit as a chef, he find out that the guy that he idolizes hates him, and I'm assuming what happened is when Voldemort whispered in Beast's ear was "Go kill yourself." He did that as the last thing he could do, but also he didn't get to finish like the whole experience, which was his goal, and he knew that he was gonna die, but he wanted to die after he finished everything, but he didn't.
Which, like, I know that he has like that kind of power over Tyler because Tyler just so like loves this man. But I do love the idea. It's like, hey, if you kill yourself, you will be a better chef. And he's like, oh, of course, yeah, no problem. Anything. Also, there is one other guy who dies. The owner of the restaurant. He drowns. I think he drowns. It seems like he's drowning.
Also,
he's drowning.
It feels like when Voldemort tells Beast to go kill himself, it reminds me of you ever played Cyberpunk 2077? You get the suicide upgrade, so you can just hack people and then they kill themselves.
Ooh, maybe that's what he did.
I didn't get that far.
Every time I was playing that, I'd just sit there and go, kill yourself. And just go.
Okay.
That's what it felt like. You have power.
Did it feel like that?
If it had power, you can feel the power. It's all power. Unlimited power.
Also, wrong Marshall, your video is frozen, by the way.
No, that was just me not moving, right?
And being a really good ventriloquist.
Yeah, I'm good like that. Maybe it's frozen on your end because I've got wonderful internet.
You're too fast for me.
My internet is named MMJ Abode still. Shout out Jobe. He's the J in MMJ.
That's
I
me.
Never made the cut.
I'm the J dog.
But you got in there too late.
That's all right.
Fun fact with Marshall. Jobe insisted his nickname be J Baby for a while. And no one called him that.
When was that?
That was like freshman year.
Of course it was.
No one called him J Baby.
J Baby.
You say it like every conversation. Like, yo, don't call me Jobe. Don't call me Jobe. I'm the J Baby.
Hey, Jobe, I was class.
It was literally just
J Baby.
Anytime we were introducing yourself, you'd be like, I'm Marshall, aka Ranger. And I'd be like, I'm Jobe, aka J Baby.
Okay, well, I don't recall Marshall giving himself the name Ranger.
No,
it's
fine. He didn't.
So I'm just saying you can't really give yourself a nickname and expect it to stick.
Oh my god, are you everyone freshman year of college? Because I heard that phrase a lot.
Yes.
The best thing is, I don't care. I'm not actually trying to make it. I'm making fun of him.
I'm gonna do my best to exclusively refer to you as J Baby from now on.
All right, I don't care. Anyway,
I feel like you're getting pressed.
Focus up, gang.
He cares. He cares a lot. Madison. He cares so hard.
Madison, I'm going to give you this one. J Baby. Now, whenever anybody says Joe in the episode,
she's not going to do that.
Gonna do that. That's way too much work. I don't think we've said your name that much, but still too much work,
buddy.
even if it's only like 3 or 4 times.
I'll endeavor to say your name more, Jobe. Just for you, Jobe.
Yeah.
My good friend, Jobe.
Mate.
Jobe.
Anyway. I think part of when I realized that the movie had affected me was, by the end, after he makes his little burger and he lets Anya Taylor-Joy go.
Well, we just lost Marshall entirely.
Houston, we just lost the entire Marshall Coast.
Shit.
All right, Trace, clap.
2, 3,
clap.
All right,
That was
we're
crisp.
back in.
Thanks.
Thanks, honey.
What I was
for
saying.
Who?
fixing this? My wife.
What I was saying
My
before
wife.
everything dissolved. The part that I realized that I was affected by the movie was by the end, when Ralph
Maggio.
Figaro
Figaro.
makes his little burgie and fries for Anya
pay attention to
Taylor-Joy. You start to see a little bit of that passion for cooking come back to him.
Passion fruit.
And I was rooting for it, man. I wanted it to be a Ratatouille thing where he
Somebody's pulling on his hair.
back to his days at the greasy spoon, and he's like, "I've rediscovered it." And I was disappointed when he went through and killed everyone. Not because everyone died. I mean, that sucks, sure, but he didn't pursue his passion or rediscover it for himself.
Well, I mean, I kind of feel like he wouldn't be able to, though, right? Like, he lets everyone live, and they're just immediately going to the police, and he's arrested.
Then he'll work in the prison kitchen.
I definitely think he's probably at the, he's too far gone, where he can still find the happiness in cooking, but at this point, he's over it too, to some extent. There's a glimmer of hope, but it's not the full 180 from Ratatouille.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, you're right. At that point, he was more so just well, I made it this far in the plan. I'll look like a right dick if I don't kill it.
Yeah.
Plus, that's the Psycho thing where it's he has to finish his set as well, right? He has to finish the s'mores, which is the last item on the menu, right? So he has to finish it, which is the psychopath. He's losing his mind kind of thing. Kill everyone. But on the other hand, he did have that faint glimmer of harkening back to his first day, getting his picture taken, making a nice cheeseburger for the lady. But yeah, he could have had the moment, but it's not that kind of movie, boss.
Nah.
I know. I was just
I know.
What I was saying wasn't a knock against it.
No,
it was just me saying that's how I knew I liked Ralph Ferrari and his character. But also, mad props to old Wreck-It Ralph. Was just I don't know, he was having a lot of fun with this role. I felt like he was just crushing it. He was putting everyone in their place.
It's almost I forget. There was a movie with Liam Neeson, and he plays the straight face guy, but it's a comedy movie, I think. Oh, I can't think of the name of it, but it's
Ted.
It's Ted. Is it?
I don't know. He's in Ted for 2 minutes, and it's him describing a series Tricks for Kids.
Yeah, no, it's that.
Is it that?
Yeah, I know, it's that, and it's so fun because you can tell the movie it wants to be goofy, right, like Ted, but this one it's a little on the sillier side of horror movies. But Ralph Fiennes plays it so damn fucking serious. It's like Michael Caine in the Muppets Christmas Carol, right? Muppets Christmas Carol is silly. It's the goddamn Muppets, but Michael Caine is sitting there giving the fucking performance of a lifetime as Scrooge, right? It's the same thing. It's so good. Voldemort is great. I don't think I've seen him in a ton of things personally.
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter, but besides that, Jobe's not seen a lot of Harry Potter.
Jobe's never seen Harry Potter. That's a fact.
Yeah, I guess none of these I remember.
I can't believe you never watched Schindler's List. We never finished Schindler's Nips. We never finished The King's Man, did we? Is that the one we started and then started watching and then went, I'm tired.
And then I was like,
Marshall was definitely there. I remember falling asleep because we were all really eepy.
I watched it and it was alright. But we're
when I
not
was
talking about that
working nights.
movie.
Huh?
What?
Might have been when I was working nights. I might have had to go to work.
No,
That could have
sound like you.
Yeah. I was gonna agree with you, but then Marshall disagreed, so I couldn't.
Then Marshall pointed out that I shouldn't.
Yeah. He went, "Hey, stop that."
This was a good episode. Jobe liked the movie. Trace liked the movie. I don't know why this movie. I was so nervous, and you guys not.
I don't either.
It.
You were so like, "Hey guys, please don't shut." You are the worst person to do this with, almost, because it's just me and Jobe suggesting a movie, us shitting on each other's movies, and I was going, "No. Here's why it's good. Here's why it's great." And then Marshall finds a movie he really enjoys and goes, "Hey guys, can you not make fun of my movie?"
No,
please?
I think this is one of the only movies that I've picked that I've actually seen before. So I had bias, mayhaps. But I can't think of another movie that I've done that I've.
I can't think of another movie I've seen.
None of the movies that I've suggested I've ever seen before. So this is the first one.
Wow.
This would be like if I showed someone.
Yeah, you saw Monster House.
Yeah, I didn't suggest it.
You suggested Jason.
Yeah. You begged for it.
Jason.
you and Madison were asking for it for 2 months before you even got on the podcast.
That's different. That's not my movie. I didn't have.
You did the mocap.
I did the mocap, but I'm not proud of it. All right. Marshall movie. Marshall talk. Marshall give score.
It's a good
Marshall
episode,
enjoy.
dude.
Marshall give.
Marshall. Not to railroad, but I usually give my score first.
Marshall movie. Marshall talk. Jobe go first.
Jobe
Sorry,
go first.
J baby.
50 episodes in, we're gonna start shaking it up now out of nowhere.
Yes.
Get out of your mind. Come on.
Come on.
So one quick note before I give my score. You talk about how silly and some things are, but I just want to say, for the audience's sake, it all makes sense from the perspective of Ralph Filbert. You can see where he's coming from with all of his actions. It's not like he's random, quirky serial killer, That being said, this movie, I liked it. Unfortunately,
movie.
My standing on the episode as resident good movie guy. But yeah, I give this one a vivarium.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's
crazy.
It's not so much that you gave it a high score because it deserves a high score. It's the fact that you're putting it on the level with Vivarium. It's insane.
Because they're both very good.
But this is just better. And Vivarium, as we've well established, was scored wrong.
Vivarium was
bad.
Excellent. Although I think Vivarium succeeds more as a horror movie.
All right, I got a score. I'm proud. I like it. I like it.
I'm gonna grab it. I'm pulling it out.
What?
The thing.
Oh, that thing.
The Elden Ring.
Penis.
No.
Nope.
No. I'm giving. No, guys. Marshall movie. Marshall score.
He's so upset.
Can I get my score?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm so upset.
He's gonna cry.
I give it an 8.37.
Cool.
It's less than Terrifier 2, but higher than everything else. Shut up, Joe.
You don't get to talk. You're bad at movies.
Look at you with your bald head.
Yeah, you're bald. You're bald. So anyway, I really like the mystery part of it. I never remember what it's called. I just know that the movie exists, but I may be Mandela affecting myself. There's some movie where some guy is like wrongfully accused, gets put into prison. Prison things happen. He dies of. I don't know that that's it. Is that the one where the dad like rounds them all up and kills them?
No.
What?
Well, then why are you talking to me?
Jobe's just upset that I called him bald.
Anyway, they're all rounded up and brought into the same place, and they have to discover why they're there and why they deserve to die, and then he just kills them. That it held that kind of thing in my head, and watching that when I was younger, I was like, shit, that's creepy. So I thought it was, pretty good. I thought it was suspenseful. I thought it had some crazy, wacky moments.
Crazy.
And it really, really made me want a cheeseburger. And the one I got today just didn't hold up to what I assume he made in the movie, which is, sucks. But, that's life.
Grinds his own beef.
Probably does. But yeah, it was really good. The food looked like it would be really shitty to eat. Besides the cheeseburger, sorry.
Cheeseburger.
But I gave it a 9. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Oh.
Most of those points were for my lovely wife.
Oh my god! Alrighty.
Oh wait, no! I wanted to touch on something real quick at the end. They're preparing the dessert, right? And they're throwing a bunch of graham cracker like stuff all over the ground. They got some marshmallow things that they're putting over people's body. They have chocolate syrup. It looks like they're also using nacho cheese. I'm not
that's supposed to be like it's various chocolates from
a yellow chocolate.
It just looked yellow on your shitty TV.
No, this is a new TV.
Okay.
No.
I'm just saying there's not a lot of things that look yellow that I would pair with some more.
Fuck! I clicked the wrong thing.
You fool.
Maybe it was like a light caramel sauce.
Hey guys.
That's more orangey brown, maybe like a caramel color.
Hey guys. No, it's okay. Follow us.
Hey,
on,
Marshall movie.
Marshall movie. Follow us on.
Wait.
Marshall movie.
Wait, what are we watching next week?
No, I say that in the thing. It's in the outro.
Yeah, Marshall movie, Marshall talk. Let Marshall movie and have him
check out. I usually just check out the moment I give my score.
What is it? 11 a.m.
Why are you still here?
Because I'm not drunk this time.
Okay, guys, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and wherever you listen to podcasts. We post a new episode every Thursday, and join us next week for the Evil Dead Rise, and this is Trace Movie. If you have a movie recommendation, leave us a comment or email us at scaredbyscare@gmail.com. Send us an email.
I'm gonna get it. I'm getting it.
We loved having you here this week, and hope you keep listening, because that means we're actually doing this for people other than ourselves, and it seems less depressing. So see you next week there, homeboy.
Do you need fill a need?
What?
It's from Robots.
Okay.
Everyone say bye. Adios.
Aloha.
Say bonjour.
That's hi.
Yeah, it is.
Adios.
Choose.
Choose.
No. Jobe, you do one.
I said aloha.
Yeah, but that's... Come on. Everybody knows aloha. Pick one.
Everyone
Nobody
knows adios.
Just use Spanish.
Buenos tardes.
Why didn't you do ciao? I'm ending this.